I thought it's about damn time. I think Meri is loyal to a fault, and I think she is kind of that dog that keeps coming back because they're loyal. Not to say Meri's a dog, but I think she just has that kind of loyalty, and I think finally she just reached her end.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Sister Wives Maddie Brown reveals heartbreaking reason she's cut ties with dad Kody. And Janelle unable to sell late son Garrison's home, slashes price again. I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Hey lovely viewers, welcome to my update gossip channel. Maddie Brown Brush has finally opened up about the painful reasons she cut contact with her father, Sister Wives star Kody Brown. Fans of the hit TLC series have seen Kody's 3 ex-wives' relationships with him unravel over the past few years. His fractured bond with his daughter Maddie has been a topic of intense speculation, until now. Speaking on her November 11th episode of The Authentic Society, Maddie, 29, got real about her long-standing issues with Kody. I have no contact with some of my family, and it's because of stuff that has happened, she revealed. The mother of 3, expecting her 4th, said Kody's disregard for boundaries caused their estrangement. Kody doesn't have any respect for boundaries, and you have to play by his rules, and I just don't care to do that, Maddie Brown said bluntly. The Sister Wives alum didn't hold back as she detailed how their rocky dynamic was worsened by Kody's inability to handle criticism. My dad would get very angry when I would tell him what I think, she explained. He didn't like a mirror being held up. Kody Brown's defensive behavior was another major factor that drove Maddie away. There was a lot of anger, and he'd be like, "That's not true," Maddie shared. And I'm like, "It is true. I know this firsthand." Maddie Brown's revelations showed a father who resisted his daughter's independence. Kody Brown's need for control, even at the cost of others' feelings, worsened their tension. He would get very angry when I called him out, Maddie explained, adding that her father would often discredit her experiences. For Maddie, being a straight shooter was a trait that clashed violently with Kody's temperament. Maddie also addressed the messages she receives from fans urging her to forgive her dad and respect him because he's her father. But for Maddie, the situation isn't that simple. I always get messages from people who are like, "You should just forgive your dad," she said. But I'm like, "I don't think you know what you're talking about. Your experience with your dad could be very different than my experience with my dad." The emotional distance between her and Kody feels almost insurmountable at this point, with Maddie even admitting, "Some people just don't deserve to be in your life." Maddie's estrangement from Kody comes amid the larger collapse of his plural marriage. Christine Brown, Kody's 3rd wife, was the first to leave in November 2021. Janelle Brown, Maddie's mother, followed a year later in December 2022. "Kody and I have separated, and I'm happy, really happy," Janelle previously shared on a Sister Wives one-on-one special. She emphasized that she was not holding out hope for reconciliation, saying, "I've kind of mourned that that part of our life is gone. We had this great run." Meri Brown, Kody's 1st wife, announced her own separation around the same time, solidifying the family's unraveling. While Kody is left with only one wife, Robyn Brown, the aftermath of his failed relationships continues to impact his children. Fans have noticed that Kody appears oblivious to the damage his actions have caused, both to his ex-wives and his children. This year was rather tragic for the Brown family from Sister Wives. Janelle and Kody had to deal with the loss of their son, Garrison Brown. He was merely 25 years old when he took his own life with a gun-inflicted wound. So, all the members of the family had been severely mourning his loss. But as life stops for none, they also tried to put their best foot forward while trying to heal. Amidst all this, Janelle Brown has moved to North Carolina, started a new business, and is trying to welcome other things in her life. It turns out she also put her late son's house on sale since the unfortunate incident. Lots of fans were curious about what had happened to it. Well, it looks like Janelle had to slash its price twice because it was on the market for too long. Sister Wives fans already know that Janelle is someone who likes posting and sharing how she feels often on social media. Since her son Garrison's tragic passing, she admitted keeping herself busy with work and family. The star also took the decision to put her late child's house on sale in September 2024. She did so for $425,000. Well, the place has been on the market for months. Details on the website said that the property has air conditioning, fresh paint as well as vinyl floors. It also has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. But when that didn't work out, Janelle had slashed the price of the house by $25,000 by October. It looks like Janelle decided to slash the price yet again. Sister wives. Janelle unable to sell late son's house. Slashes price for the second time. As mentioned, sister wives' family and fans have been devastated to have suffered such a big loss. Everyone remembers Garrison to be as radiant as ever. Hence, it's been hard for everyone to cope with such a devastating situation. Amidst all this, Janelle is going through problems of her own. She is having issues trying to tell her son's home. As mentioned above, she had already slashed the price of her son's home by $25,000 in October 2024. Now, details reveal that Janelle slashed the price yet again on November 11th. She brought it down to $389,900. The Arizona law says that the property will go to the departed person's parents if they don't have any children or spouse. Hence, Janelle took over. The show has even been filmed in Garrison's place multiple times. Considering how he took his own life within, the property could be one of the major reasons why Janelle has been struggling to make the sale. But it's just a theory going around. Kody Brown heard Utah decriminalized polygamy and now Christine Brown wants to return there. In the current season of Sister Wives, the women seem very unhappy. So, Christine wails that she just wants to go back. It's not the first time the family discussed the possibility. It seems that in Flagstaff they could be breaking the law, although not prosecuted. Yet, really, it seems they live in Arizona with the worry that one day, they might be. Kody Brown returned to Utah despite previous polygamy issues. In 2019, fans of Sister Wives heard Kody announce that he wants to return to Utah and run for office. Recall, he set his whiteboard and went in about it at length. Well, Mariah seemed unimpressed with his ambitions. And that might link back to the fact that the family was a bit persecuted there. Plus, Janelle seemed thrilled about Utah in early 2020 when Utah decriminalized polygamy to a certain extent. So, that looks like at least 3 people in the family of 5 adults wouldn't mind going back. Christine Brown lives in a beautiful home in Flagstaff. But the teasers for the show revealed she seems very unhappy there. And Janelle Brown said that nothing's been the same as a family since their arrival in Flagstaff. When they first arrived there, you might recall that neighbors complained about Meri living in their neighborhood. So, she found another home. Kody Brown didn't make a big scene about it. Understandably, probably because polygamy's illegal in Arizona. Actually, polygamy's illegal in most states. Good Housekeeping reported that they spoke with Flynn Carey, an attorney from Arizona. He pointed out that Arizona's polygamy laws might affect the Brown family. The attorney pointed out that the Brown family could potentially be charged with bigamy. And, you can't marry the spouse of another. Apparently, both the offenses fall under Class 5 felonies. That could land up with Kody Brown facing a jail term and fines. In early 2020, the laws changed in Utah. Janelle shared how thrilled she felt. It came in response to the Duggar family, who sounded happy as well. Janelle said on Twitter, "This is absolutely wonderful." The Duggar family said, "We are no longer considered criminals, we can't be fired or denied services or treated with bigotry and have that we are felons used as an excuse for it." So, Kody Brown and his family on Sister Wives might seriously consider a move. TLC fans who watch the show know they moved to Nevada and then relocated to Flagstaff. Their nomadic lifestyle seems to place a lot of strain on their relationships. Practically everywhere Kody Brown lives, the threat of prosecution remains. As the family often agree on something the majority wants, maybe the vote might turn to a return to Utah, the state they first called home. Fans long speculate that Sister Wives Robyn Brown doesn't share much on Instagram because of all of the drama going on in the Sister Wives lives. Luckily, given the frequency of her activity on Twitter, it doesn't seem like she's given up social media completely. As an added treat for fans, it seems like since the beginning of the new season, Robyn tweets along with the episodes. What happened on this week's episode of Sister Wives? During this week's episode, it seems like one of the points of contention for the Sister Wives is the Coyote Pass property. At one point, the Sister Wives patriarch, Kody Brown, thought he would build on 7 lots. According to an earlier article by TV show's Ace, he wants to have the main 4 then 3 or 4 rentals for the kids. Ultimately, a lot of things still up in the air about the Coyote Pass property. Sadly, Kody doesn't have the money to start building. While one of the wives could start building, they all seem to be in agreement that Kody should be the first one to build. Shockingly, Kody even considers selling the land. The fourth wife, Robyn Brown, seems to always be the mediator between Kody and the other wives when drama arises. This time, she asks Kody and Meri to join her on the land. In a tweet from while the episode was airing, Robyn shares a thought about Coyote Pass. "I have no hesitation about getting out on our property," she tweets. She goes on to write, "It is heartbreaking that we haven't done it." The next part of the tweet is assumably clarification fans about what Robyn wants for the family. There has been a lot of back and forth about all of the wives and the children living in one home. And then there is the time where all of the wives were able to live on the same cul-de-sac. Ultimately, it is important to remember that Robyn is the only wife that did not have to live with the others. She wraps up her tweet with, "I still envision us there." Robyn is more likely than not referencing Coyote Pass. In a recent interview, Kody Brown of Sister Wives opened up about the difficulties he is facing with his 4 marriages, especially during the pandemic. He finds there are tensions when all his 4 wives are together. Kody said he realizes this, especially when watching episodes of the TLC reality show. Tensions with Kody Brown and his 4 wives. Kody Brown, 52, opened up in a recent interview about the problems inherent in his 4 marriages. He said that when he watches episodes of Sister Wives, it makes him realize that he is not being calm when they are all together. "For some reason, there's this psychic tension with us," he added. Brown went on to speak about how they used to hold family meetings. At those meetings, his wives, Meri Brown, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown and Robyn Brown would all be together. However, after the meetings became frustrating and awkward, they stopped having them. Despite that, the discomfort remains whenever all 4 women are together. Living 4 separate lives. Kody went on to say that he realized he needed to calm down and also needs to ask his wives to calm down. However, he said that is all retrospective, as he now watches the episodes. He asks himself why he is so angry and why is he in this bad place. On top of that, Brown said they broadcast it to the whole world. The TLC reality star said this is what made him realize he has to calm down, adding, "It's more of a situation where I don't really understand." Speaking of the dynamics among his wives, Kody says it is impacted by them being the oldest child or oldest daughter in their families. However, he himself is the 4th child in his parents' offspring. Kody said his wives are used to being in charge and being the boss. Meanwhile, he is in a world where he is supposed to be in charge but feels like he is on the bottom. Speaking of the division among his 4 wives, Brown said he feels like they are living 4 separate lives. However, he doesn't feel like he is living 4 separate lives. Kody describes himself as being sort of strung out on this relationship conveyor belt. He added that, in fact, it seems like his wives are living in 4 different worlds. In fact, each wife is at a different stage of her life. Coronavirus pandemic impact. According to Brown, the coronavirus has only complicated issues. Among the group, he has to have this attitude that you will get your time. It says it is like they can all survive the time apart. However, the hardest thing is that everyone has had to choose. Kody said as they get into the pandemic, they end up having to at first be very weak about it. However, they tried to establish some ground rules to prevent exposure to the virus. He said the most important thing is to stop spreading it throughout the 4 households, spreading it through a whole family. The family turned to their doctor for advice but struggled to agree on the rules. Kody said some of them are more willing to be compliant than others. The challenge is that if a wife isn't totally compliant, she has to travel and is going to see her kids. If the wife is going to potentially be exposed and asked to quarantine after a while, they ask if he even loves them. Kody says he does, but they have to go into quarantine. He adds that he can't visit because of the quarantine, saying they put themselves at risk. Brown says it isn't fair for him to put his entire family at risk because one wife has traveled. Kody added that yes, the coronavirus pandemic has been a real challenge. As reported, Kody and Meri are particularly having issues recently. Meri admitted to Us Weekly that her marriage to Kody is dead and over. However, despite the problems in that relationship, Brown says it is up to his wives to initiate divorce. He did admit, their marriage is in a very dark place, but it is not his right to end things. He said he feels like they should understand that they can leave and that no one is a prisoner there. On tonight's episode of Sister Wives, it should have been a super happy time. Meri and Kody's daughter, Mariah, announced she and her fiancé Audrey were moving to Utah. This meant they were going to be a lot closer to the family. But, a trip to Coyote Pass with Meri, Kody, and Robyn showed the strain. In Meri and Kody's already fractured marriage. Sister Wives, the way they were. When the series first started in 2010, the Browns were a super cohesive group. They all contributed to the family in different ways and were extremely welcoming to Robyn and her 3 kids. When she became the 4th wife, Meri, Janelle, and Christine were there to help with the wedding or spiritual ceremony. And they all banded together to escape Utah for Las Vegas. But, the best moment was when Robyn offered to be Meri's surrogate when she realized she may not be able to have any kids naturally. Cameras rolled as Meri and Kody went to a fertility specialist. She was the only wife who gave him 1 child, as Janelle and Christine both gave him 6. Robyn would go on to give him 2 biological. Meri was desperate to add more children to her family, though she loved the others as though they were her own. Eventually, she and Kody gave up on that. In return for Robyn's selflessness, she divorced Kody so Robyn could marry him. This way he could legally adopt her 3 kids from her previous marriage. Soon, Meri's relationship with Kody soured. In an Entertainment Tonight interview where Kody talked about building 4 homes, he slyly talked about his relationship with Meri. As a polygamist husband, he rotates the homes so he can give each wife equal amounts of time. No longer does he go to Meri's for the night. He admitted they have been separated for a handful of years and are trying to fix it. Tonight, Meri had all but buried their marriage. While walking through Coyote Pass with Kody and Robyn, Meri shared how she and Kody went to see their therapist, Nancy, in Vegas. She admitted that their marriage was basically dead. Kody added that though they are married, they do not act like it at all. He chooses not to engage with her because his other 3 wives value him and he has children who need him with them. With Meri, it is more like a chore. Previously, he had said relations were for people who were in love. Clearly, he does not feel he and Meri are at that point. But he did note if they wanted to be together, they would be. Last week on Sister Wives, Kody and his wives traveled to Utah to visit their friends, the Duggars. But just prepping to go away together was a chore. It felt like no one wanted to go in one car and Kody was losing his mind. For Christine, it was not necessary to travel from Flagstaff to Utah. This could have been a simple phone call, but Kody missed having a plural family to chat with. They reminisced about how their lifestyle is still a crime, so it was hard to be somewhere where they are so unwanted. Still, the divide is even more prominent now with Kody and the wives than ever before. Despite what their faith believes about same-sex marriage, the Brown family has been very accepting of Mariah. The last time she and her partner, Audrey, were in town was when they announced their engagement. Now they have returned to Meri's for a visit. They have some news to share, but Kody and Janelle are out of town, so they will be missing out. Currently, the couple lives in Chicago, but they announced they are moving to Utah. It makes sense for them to move there since it is where they both grew up. Plus, Mariah has not seen her siblings in almost a year, so it just feels way too long. It will be within the next 6 months, as Mariah will finish the semester and then transfer to a school in Utah. They will also get married there, as well. Family is playing a huge part in this whole decision as they also want to start a family. Mariah is very close to her siblings and always has been. For Christine, she was close to her older siblings but she has one who is in her 20s. Meri had a sister who was 2 when she got married, so she really respects the choices her daughter is making. Audrey never felt at home in Chicago and she admits that. Meri knows Kody will be over the moon about this because he lives for his kids, but she is happy Mariah got to experience Chicago. Christine's Las Vegas bombshell. It is Christine's turn to have the family over as she has some news. Kody and the other wives will be joining her as she has a bomb to drop. But she prefaces it by saying it is great news and it involves her Las Vegas home. She shares she got an offer on the home and Janelle cannot understand why it took so long. It was the first one on the market and the last one to sell. Usually, these meetings meant someone was pregnant, but Christine assures her the kitchen is closed. Christine says she does not think Kody will ever be done having kids, but they won't be from her. The offer is a lot less than Christine wanted, but it's cash and this gives finality to their lives in Vegas. Robyn admits she misses her home there like crazy. It still does not feel right yet. Kody says his first trip back to their home in Lehi, Utah after they fled to put the family dog down was extremely hard. He finally owned how he felt having to abandon his life and start living in individual homes. Since moving to Flagstaff, Kody has not felt right about his life with his wives at all. Christine has yet to tell the kids about the Vegas home because she knows what questions will come. They will want to know when Coyote Pass will start getting built on. Kody wants to avoid this at all costs. The wives are ready and raring to go. Robyn says he is good at the beginning but falls flat at the execution and Janelle agrees. Kody says he never has time to finish and Christine is the same. Meri is a finisher as is Robyn. Kody's idea is to build 7 lots. He wants to have the main 4 then 3 for rentals or for the kids. His main idea behind this is to stall. Robyn does not believe it would be right if one of the wives were to start it. She thinks Kody needs to be the starter. He is starting to feel he should just turn it over to them because the problem could be him. Kody adds he does not have the money to start building, which bums the wives out, but Robyn says this is creating problems in the family. Meri thinks they should wait a few months through the holidays. He admits there are days where he feels they should just sell Coyote Pass and be done with it all. Robyn has asked Meri and Kody to join her on the land. She has always tried to play mediator, so to speak, but there are so many deep-rooted issues within. There is a lot of jealousy, and if Kody is not spending enough time with each wife, there are more questions. Living apart is better and easier in some ways, but it has hurt the dynamic. Kody admits he does not care about leading the family anymore. He does not want to gather his family anymore, and it is easier to work with one wife and family at a time. And then it flashes back to a therapy session between Kody and Meri that is all too revealing. Kody and Meri dead and buried in the trees. 2 months prior, Kody and Meri had gone back to Las Vegas to see their therapist, Nancy. In a nutshell, it was revealed that their marriage was dead. Kody said they are married but are not acting married, and they are just acting amicably. He feels that he is carrying the burden of their relationship and has not put effort into this situation. Why? Because he has 3 other wives who care and he has kids who need him. He notes if they really wanted to be together, they would. Again, Kody says he wants to sell the property. He is over the stress of all of it and senses the wife can feel it. They go to where Meri's home should be going. There is a lot of bickering about her not building in the trees, but not a clear reason for her location. He does not communicate properly. She wanted to be on the pond, but they may not have the title to the pond, so this is just a mess. He cannot understand what the issue is, but he is the problem. Kody thinks the wives like their autonomy. This freedom makes them happy. As for Kody and Meri, it is impacting the whole dynamic. Robyn helps make the relationship comfortable and wants them to succeed. Next week, the family travels to Utah to help plan Audrey and Mariah's wedding. Meanwhile, something shady is going on between Christine and Robyn. Sister Wives star Kody Brown is at the end of his rope with all 4 of his wives. The shared husband of 4 is tired of dealing with all the emotional baggage and drama between his 4 wives. Everything is an argument, and nothing ever comes easy. This week Kody reaches a breaking point while the 5 spouses discuss how to proceed with their Coyote Pass property. Here's a sneak peek of some of what we'll see on tonight's episode. Sister Wives spoilers. Kody Brown fed up with wives. Sister Wives spoilers from a newly released promo video show. Family patriarch Kody Brown tossing in the proverbial towel. He says he's sick and tired of trying to make it work with you guys. Certainly, Kody Brown has wife issues times 4. The wives have lived apart for years now. So they've grown accustomed to living separate lives. In fact, it's like 4 separate families rather than one supersized one. Sister Wives spoilers show Christine Brown says it's less complicated to live separately. Of course, it makes dealing with family issues a challenge. The distance allows for the family to avoid dealing with problems since they aren't in each other's faces daily. The Sister Wives family purchased 4 plots of land, approximately 5 acres each. The plan was for Meri Brown, Janelle Brown, Christine Brown, and Robyn Brown to build houses for themselves and their kids in hopes of semi-replicating the feel of the Las Vegas cul-de-sac in Flagstaff. To do this, they needed to sell their Vegas homes and use the proceeds to build on Coyote Pass. Sister Wives star Kody Brown is at the end of his rope with all 4 of his wives. The shared husband of 4 is tired of dealing with all the emotional baggage and drama between his 4 wives. Everything is an argument, and nothing ever comes easy. This week Kody reaches a breaking point while the 5 spouses discuss how to proceed with their Coyote Pass property. Here's a sneak peek of some of what we'll see on tonight's episode. Sister Wives spoilers. Kody Brown fed up with wives. Sister Wives spoilers from a newly released promo video show family patriarch Kody Brown tossing in the proverbial towel. He says he's sick and tired of trying to make it work with you guys. Certainly, Kody Brown has wife issues times 4. The wives have lived apart for years now. So they've grown accustomed to living separate lives. In fact, it's like 4 separate families rather than one supersized one. Sister Wives spoilers show Christine Brown says it's less complicated to live separately. Of course, it makes dealing with family issues a challenge. The distance allows for the family to avoid dealing with problems since they aren't in each other's faces daily. However, the Vegas houses took far longer to sell than the Sister Wives stars expected. Both Christine and Robyn purchased homes, and both Meri and Janelle rented and moved more than once since relocating. Now with so much time apart, the family culture has changed. So much that it appears none of Kody's wives really want to be together much, let alone build houses within walking distance of each other. Sister Wives fans have speculated if Kody and the wives will sell their lots at Coyote Pass. The family moved over 2 years ago, and still no building activity. Kody even suggested one mammoth house for all of them to live in, and that notion fizzled fast. Christine Brown was the wife most against the big house idea. The Browns paid $820,000 for their 4 lots. Real estate has been booming, so their lots have increased in value significantly. Their Coyote Pass properties are now worth approximately $1.3 million. Perhaps it's time to take the profits and stop forcing the idea of all living together close by in 4 brand new houses. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe our channel.